So last week there was a little bit of a storm, and well, here's what it did to my wind turbine. As you can see, it's pretty much completely destroyed, and so it's been sitting like this for a few days now, and it's about time that we take it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this thing down, and then we're going to try to design a new wind turbine that'll hopefully be stronger and not get destroyed like this. But before we can do that, we need to take this one down, so let's go ahead. So these are the remains of the wind turbine. So as you can see, that part over there is what I just removed from the tower, and these bits and pieces down here were spread out all over the backyard after the incident. So you can see we've got one of the blades, we've got a few bits and pieces that were probably part of this blade, or maybe part of these because they've also lost their tips. So basically what I think has happened, because I wasn't there when it happened so I couldn't see it, but what I think has happened is that these blades bent back just a bit too far because this plate is just a bit too flexible. They started to hit into the tower, and so as that happened, eventually, the thing crashed so badly that one of the blades was just absolutely, well, removed from the turbine, as you can see. So in order to solve that problem, what we need to do is replace this aluminium plate. So what this is actually, if we can see that, it is a double aluminium plate. So it's got like a kind of a triangle shaped plate at the back, and there is another bit of aluminium that is between the PVC blades and this plate. So it's a double piece of aluminium, but apparently that's not strong enough. So what I'm going to do is scrap that and make a steel plate instead. No way that's ever going to bend back again. So right here we have our brand new steel hub, which is a lot stronger than the aluminium one from before, so hopefully this one is not going to bend. But now that we have this new hub, we also need to make new blades, because obviously those blades were destroyed as well. Alright, so the way you make wind turbine blades is actually surprisingly simple. You take a big piece of sewer pipe like this. You do need to make sure that the diameter is large enough and that the wall thickness is enough as well. You don't want the thin stuff because your blades are going to be broken in no time. So you want to grab a big piece of sewer pipe like this, and then you just mark the shape of a blade on it, cut it out, and repeat that 2 more times, or however many blades you want to have. So this is, I think this is the length of the old blades. There you go, right, I cut these blades out of this pipe. Maybe it was that way around, I don't know. So we're going to cut the new blades in a very similar way, but they're going to be a bit shorter and therefore a bit stronger, and also a bit wider because these tips are quite narrow. So that is our brand new turbine done. In theory we can put this right onto the generator and everything should be good to go. But I'm not going to do that because there are a few problems with that generator unit that I want to solve first before I put it all back together. So this is the generator. It's a wheel motor from a hoverboard, and normally what happens is you attach the turbine to this shaft, and then as it spins round it spins a generator, and so that can then generate electricity. And that actually works really well. But there are a load of issues with this setup, and we're just going to go through all of them. So first of all, you can see that there is a lot of rusty stuff here and here, right here as well, and that's because these parts aren't painted, or they're not painted properly like here. And of course, for a thing being outside 24/7, that's not a very good idea. So we need to paint those things to make sure they stop rusting and rotting away. But that's not the biggest problem, right? The biggest problem is the mechanism for rotating like this. So you can see that that rotation isn't very smooth at all, and it's also a bit wobbly, which is no good. So we need a different mechanism for rotating the turbine like this. And finally, what I also want to do is I want to close the top of this box section over here, because water can get in from the top, and I can't paint the inside, so it's all going to rust on the inside as well. And the same actually goes for this horizontal piece. Even though the water doesn't get straight into it like here, I do want to close this off. So those are the issues that I want to solve before I put our brand new turbine onto this. So as you can see, I've welded these pieces together. Now what we need to do is attach this to the generator unit, kind of like that, so that it can then turn. So as you can see, the wind turbine is now fully assembled, which means the last thing that we need to do is get this thing installed again. And now we need to get that thing up there. So as you can see, the wind turbine is back up. Now unfortunately we can't see it in action today because, well, there is no wind. I mean, that's always kind of the issue with this wind turbine. Whenever you look at it, there is no wind, and then one moment you're gone and there is a massive storm and it gets destroyed again. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and of course, thank you for watching.